Welcome to the Voya Voluntary Benefits Overview. In this video, I'll be giving you an overview of the 3 voluntary benefits offered through Voya: the Hospital Confinement Indemnity Plan, the Accident Plan, and Critical Illness Plan. You don't have to be enrolled in the Merits Medical Plan in order to be eligible for these 3 plans. However, these plans work very well to help supplement the Merits Medical Plan, since our plan is a consumer-driven health plan with a higher deductible than a traditional PPO plan. Since these plans will pay cash benefits directly to you for covered illnesses, hospital stays, or injuries, they will help you pay for expenses that may be applied to your deductible or that are not covered by your medical plan. Each plan pays a benefit regardless of, or in addition to, any benefits you receive from any other insurance program, such as your medical insurance. As I stated previously, the benefits will be paid directly to you. They aren't paid to the providers. There aren't any limitations on how you use those funds. Although you can use them to pay for medical out-of-pocket expenses that aren't paid by your medical insurance for that claim, you may choose to use these funds to help pay for transportation expenses, mortgage payments, tuition expenses, household expenses, hiring outside help, or however you like. Your spouse and unmarried children up to age 26 are also eligible for coverage if you are also enrolled, and the plans are portable and can be taken with you if you ever leave Merits. There are no health questions or physical exams required to purchase coverage. Pre-existing conditions are covered, but for the critical illness plan, there must be at least 12 months between diagnoses of the same medical condition before a benefit will be paid, and the new diagnosis must be made on or after your first day of coverage under the plan. Depending on the additional level of protection you would like, you can enroll in 1, 2, or all 3 of these supplemental medical plans. If you enroll in more than one, it is possible to receive benefits from multiple plans for the same accident or illness. For example, if you enroll in the accident and hospital plans and have a covered accident that also requires inpatient hospitalization, then you could receive a benefit from both plans. The same would apply if you're enrolled in the critical illness and hospital plans in addition to your medical plan. Now I'm going to give you a brief overview of each of these plans individually. If you'd like to see the actual certificate of coverage for any of these plans or get additional information than what is shown here, you can go to the meritsbenefits.com website, hover over the Health tab at the top, and then select Voya Accident, Critical Illness, Hospital Confinement Indemnity. You can find links to the certificates in the left column under the PDF section of that page, as well as links that will take you directly to the Voya site. If you ever need to file a claim for any of these plans, you should see a button or link there that you could select to start a claim. During that process, you should see what documentation you would also need to submit in order to validate your claim for the benefit payment to be processed. We'll start with the Hospital Confinement Indemnity Plan. The rates shown on this slide are what you will have deducted from each paycheck depending on which tier level you select. As you can see, the rates are very inexpensive, ranging from $4.98 per pay period for employee-only coverage up to $13.15 per pay period for employee and family coverage. This plan will pay a benefit for each day of inpatient hospitalization. Outpatient or partial day hospitalizations are not eligible for this benefit. You'll receive a $500 hospital admission benefit on your first day of confinement. Then for each additional day you are confined in the hospital, you will receive a benefit of $100 per day up to a maximum of 30 days. If you are confined to the ICU instead of a regular hospital room, you will receive $300 per day if you are confined to the ICU instead of the regular $100 daily benefit up to a maximum of 15 days. However, there is a combined confinement maximum benefit of 30 days regardless of admission type, ICU or non-ICU. If you are released from the hospital but then have to be readmitted for the same or related condition, the reconfinement will be considered a continuation of the previous confinement if it occurs within 14 days after being discharged. For example, if you are in the hospital for 10 days, then are discharged, and a week later you have to be readmitted, you would only be eligible to receive the $100 daily confinement benefit for up to 20 days for the second period of confinement and would not receive a $500 initial admission benefit again, since both periods of confinement are treated as one and therefore subject to the max of 30 days. The $500 admission or initial confinement benefit is payable only once per calendar year per covered member. This means if you are hospitalized more than once in the same calendar year, even if it is more than 14 days between admissions or for a different condition, you would only be eligible to receive the $500 initial admission benefit for the first hospital stay that year. For each subsequent hospitalization you have in that same calendar year, you would still be eligible to receive the $100 per day benefit up to 30 days per admission, or $300 per day up to 15 days for each day of confinement in ICU. There is also a limit of 4 initial confinement benefits for all covered members. This means if you have a family of 5 or more, and each of them have at least one hospital admission in the same calendar year, only 4 family members would be eligible for the $500 admission benefit and the $100 per day benefit, and the 5th family member would not receive the $500 admission benefit and would only receive the $100 per day benefit for their hospitalization. Although the situation would probably be a rare occurrence, it could be relevant in a situation where the entire family was traveling together and was involved in a serious car accident, which resulted in injuries to everyone in the vehicle that required them to all be hospitalized. If you're already enrolled in the hospital plan with employee and children or employee plus family coverage, and then give birth to a new baby during the calendar year, you will receive a benefit for each day the baby is hospitalized following the birth. If you already have family coverage, you will also receive a benefit for each day the birth mother is in the hospital. However, if this baby is your first child and therefore you are only enrolled in employee only or employee and spouse coverage at the time of delivery, you will only be eligible to receive a benefit for the mother's hospitalization if she is covered on the plan as the employee or the spouse on the day of delivery. Next, we'll discuss the accident plan. This plan pays a benefit for specific injuries resulting from a covered accident that occurs while you are not at work, if the accident occurs on or after your coverage effective date under this plan. The benefit paid to you depends on the type of injury and care received. Common injuries covered are shown on this screen. The plan may require that you seek care for your injury within a set amount of time. As you can see from the chart on this slide, the cost for this plan is also very inexpensive, ranging from $3.56 for employee-only coverage up to $9.58 for employee plus family coverage. This slide also gives you some examples of benefits paid under the accident plan, such as $750 for a hospital admission or $400 for surgical repair of a torn knee cartilage. Your benefit is based on all covered items that apply to that accident combined. Using the examples above, if you fracture your leg and have to have surgery, which also requires you to be admitted to the hospital, you would receive the hospital admission benefit of $750 plus the leg fracture with surgery benefit of $2,400. There could also be other additional covered services added for this type of injury as well. This was just an example using the specific benefit payments listed here. For a complete list of the covered injuries and applicable benefit payments, refer to the Certificate of Coverage on the meritsbenefits.com website, as I referenced in the beginning of this video. Finally, we'll discuss the critical illness plan. This plan pays a lump sum benefit upon diagnosis of a heart attack, stroke, cancer, or major organ transplant. You will receive a $10,000 lump sum payment for you or your covered spouse, or $5,000 for a covered child. You are eligible to receive 25% of that benefit amount for coronary bypass or carcinoma in situ, or 10% of that benefit amount for skin cancer. Semi-monthly rate you will pay for this plan is structured differently than the rates for the accident and hospital plans. These rates are based on the employee's age for the employee and for spouse coverage. Cost ranges from $2.10 if you are less than 25 years old to $31.30 if you are age 70 or older. The cost for child coverage is 40 cents per pay period. Your cost will be calculated and displayed in Workday when selecting the coverage. If you'd like to see the complete list of rates for all age bands for employee or spouse coverage, go to the meritsbenefits.com site and hover over the Health tab at the top. Then select the Voya Accident, Critical Illness, and Hospital page. Scroll to the bottom to click on the link to the Voya site in the left column of that page. Click on the Learn More link under Critical Illness, then select the Benefit Summary and Cost in the upper right corner. You can also click on the links to learn more about the other two Voya plans as well. In addition to the benefits offered by each of these three plans, the accident and critical illness plans each have an annual $50 wellness screening benefit, which will pay upon completion of a health screening test for you and or your covered spouse. Covered children are eligible for 50% of your wellness benefit amount, up to a $100 maximum for all children. Voya Travel Assistance is also included with both the accident and critical illness plans when traveling more than 100 miles from home. If you still have questions after reviewing this video, call Voya or the Merits Benefits Department at the numbers on the screen or email benefits@merits.com.